think we can start. Maybe I will start. So hello everyone, and welcome to one of our AfriConEU Networking Academy webinars. Please note that we are recording this webinar and it will be uploaded on YouTube and on our project's website. I hope you are okay with it. So you will hear more about the project in a few minutes, but just to let you know that this webinar is not a standalone activity. It is part of a networking academy that encompasses several activities, webinars, masterclasses, workshops, etc. Our topic today is data-driven innovation, and we will have an amazing guest who I will introduce later on. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Catarina Silva, and I'm a project technician at the Center for Business Innovation at Porto Business School in Portugal. So Porto Business School is part of the consortium of the AfriConEU project, together with 10 more partners from 9 countries. Our role in the project has been a program designers and project managers. Having said that, I will pass the floor to Georgiana from Youth Makers Hub in Greece for her to present you the AfriConEU project.
Thank you so much, Katarina. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. Let me share my screen. Okay. I think you can see the screen right now.
Yes.
Right? Perfect. So let's see what the AfriConEU actually is. It's the first continental networking academy for African and European digital innovation hubs. So let me change the, technical issues always. So the aim of this project, the AfriConEU project actually aspires to create the first transcontinental networking academy to support African and European digital innovation hubs in capacity building, knowledge sharing, networking, collaboration, joint projects, and veteran development. Okay, the general objectives. The main and most essential objective of the project is to develop the first networking academy between African and European digital innovation hubs with a focus to facilitate knowledge and experience sharing, drive the development of mutually beneficial partnerships, and support the creation of collective projects to boost the digital economy, empowering youth and women, and fostering innovation and growth. Consortium. Actually, the consortium of the AfriConEU project consists of 11 partners, including Youth Makers Hub and Porto Business School. And you can find always more information about all the partners by visiting our website, africoneu.eu. So, phases. The first phase of the project is about the context and state-of-the-art analysis. The second phase is about the development of the AfriConEU Networking Academy and its 2 flagship programs through participative design techniques. The third phase is about a rollout implementation and assessment. The fourth phase is about community development and results uptake. And the final phase, this is actually an horizontal phase from the start till the end of the project that aims at the communication and the dissemination of the whole project and its activities. Networking Academy. Now we have 2 different programs. The capacity building flagship program that includes 12 local workshops, 20 webinars, and 8 master classes. And the Trans-Continental Partnership Development Flagship Program that includes 1 international brokerage event that actually is completed in Bologna on 3rd, 2 and 3 November, and 4 bootcamps and 1 capitalization event. These 2 actually aims to create an AfriConEU community with Pan-African networks, policymakers, tech hubs, EU initiatives, startups, women, youth, entrepreneurs, investors, African diaspora, and digital innovation hubs networks. Capacity building flagship program. It includes 4 thematics. The first one is business development models and multi-actor approach. The second is technology transfer of innovative technologies. The third, startups financial support. And the fourth, digital and entrepreneurial skills development. And in the Trans-Continental Partnership Development Flagship Program, we have also 4 thematics: towards a common digital market and a connected startup ecosystem, digitalization jobs for the 21st century and employment opportunities, business and investment opportunities in the African market, and finally, scouting digital entrepreneurs and startups in the African market. Here you can see the networking academic calendar. It actually includes all the events, the completed ones, and also the upcoming. And you can see that there are a lot of events from on different subjects and on different themes. So you can find the ones that you are interested. Don't hesitate to register. They are free. The only thing needed is the registration. I have participated in, I think, almost all of them, and I reassure you that it's a great opportunity to learn new insights, new things about themes and subjects that you didn't imagine that they are interesting, actually. And finally, if you want to stay up to date and find more opportunities and more interesting insights, follow us on social media. Thank you, Katarina. I will stop sharing my screen and pass the floor to you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Georgiana, for your perfect project presentation. So now it's time to focus on our webinar. And I'm going to start to introduce you Guilherme Ramos Pereira and Vasco Figueiredo Teles. So Guilherme Ramos Pereira has a management background and holds vast national and international experience, both academic and professional, in developing and managing projects in different areas and sectors of activities, with particular emphasis on technology-based services. In recent years, he has held the positions of Executive Director of Associação Portugal Outsourcing and Head of International Business Development of a Portuguese holding in the areas of technology and innovation consulting and outsourcing services. He is also an Executive Director of Data Science Portuguese Association since its foundation in 2018, and he is enthusiastic about the processes of creation, development, and transformation of projects and communities from its roots. A little bit about Vasco Figueiredo Teles. He is a PhD by MIT Portugal and has a background in electrical engineering from the Faculty of Engineering of the University of Porto. He is a specialist in technology strategy, digital transformation, and exploitation at national and European levels with companies, academia, and policy. He is a senior researcher at INESCTEC, where co-coordinates a tracked European Digital Innovation Hub. Among other roles, he is an advisor in digital strategy for the Azores Regional Government, was an advisory of the Implementation Committee of the Portugal Digital Program, and previously worked in technology and innovation projects in several industries. Now, I will stop talking and give space to Guilherme and Vasco. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Katarina.
Vasco, you are muted. Vasco, no, Guilherme, sorry.
Yeah, yes. Thank you, Katarina, and thank you, Georgiana. So I'll take the lead. I'll share. I'm obviously sharing this presentation with Vasco, and you'll very shortly understand why. Let me just start by saying that it's part of our role and responsibilities to take part in such a moment, such events. But it's definitely there's really a cherry on top of the cake with regards to this one, because it really Vasco and I, our entities, and as we will share with you, we are just now kicking off a very, very ambitious project, which is actually the setting up of an European digital innovation, the innovation hub. So the possibility of sharing our path, our concept, our strategy, our goals with you, and from here onwards to be able to be in touch with you and explore potential links and room for collaborative work is definitely very, very interesting. So thank you so much, you too, and of course all of you for having us over today, and allowing us to tell you what we're doing. So let me just jump to a few slides as well. Please let me know if you can see them.
Yes, we can.
You can. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, this is gonna be our. Hold on. This is not flipping. The slides are not. I'm sorry. Okay, this was the first one. I'm sorry, just making sure that it's all right. So there we go. That says, of course, just making sure that we go through all the slides. This is going to be our agenda. I'm going to briefly present you the SPA, the Data Science Portuguese Association. Then I'm going to jump to a project that we have been developing and working on for the past 24 months. That totally fits with the goal and ambition of everyone's work of developing ecosystems and communities towards innovation, towards the digital transition and transformation. And then Vasco will lead the presentation on the European Digital Innovation Hub project that I've just mentioned. Okay, so this is going to be our agenda. First item, first topic, the SPA. Well, basically, this is obviously this simple slide that we use all the time when we go to the academy or when we go to even corporations. Obviously, not those that are techie by nature or native techie, but actually, when we talk about data-driven, insights-driven, where we stand today, and data-driven innovation, you know, the core, the topic of our event, of our webinar today. We typically, it's a fun question to pose to the audience, like who's really using data science, who's really, you know, being part of this innovation process, whether developing, innovating, or being involved just by being a user. And when we share this slide with people, it's very clear that we're living times of change, times of fast speed innovation. And of course, it's hitting us all. And it's hitting us all because our economy, our society is totally becoming data-driven. And there is no innovation nowadays within the tech world where we stand, of course. And when I refer to tech, not only technology, the mix between technology, people, and processes, the innovation is totally absorbing us. Actually, we're being more than absorbed. There's this obsession of data, and sometimes data is preventing us way too much. You know, burdens and loads of data is preventing us from really taking steps forward and innovate further. But that's another question. I'll leave it out of today's webinar. So, short, brief presentation on the SPA. Basically, 5 years ago, a set of professionals, people from the corporate world, from the academy world, got together and agreed that Portugal should and could use a totally independent, agnostic organization that would have the mission of empowering data science. We call it For a Better World, because it's not just about, you know, the profit of corporations. It's about the impact of data in today's society and people, of course. So these people converge in this vision and concept and strategy of coming up with an organization that would be an aggregator of stakeholders that all together, by sharing their expertise, their experiences, their use cases, their needs, their opportunities, their needs of knowledge, and we're talking about students, professionals, leaders, but also corporations, cities, research labs, etc. Picture them all, stakeholders of today's society. We were born, so to say, to aggregate all these people, all this knowledge, all this talent, and also all these needs to really boost this data-driven innovation, ecosystem by sharing what we're doing, by showcasing what we're doing, case studies, success stories, to talk and discuss and develop tools with regards to ethics, to authenticity, to responsibility, to security of the data, which is core, to promote the entrepreneurship, new projects, new companies, new business models, to support startups, to boost the ecosystem again, work with the government, local government, regional governance, work with universities. We're not a training, an educational organization or entity, or nor we have that goal or ambition. But yes, we have developed some tools that schools can use to train, to educate people. And basically, as we believe that this world, this territory of data science and AI, etc., is here to came and is here to stay, we believe in supporting the training, as I said before, and above all, we believe in valuing the profession. There's no such thing as a data scientist as profession, the profession of data scientist. But yes, there are a lot of people performing and becoming professionals without the adequate valuing of what they're doing, nor do companies altogether yet are able to really understand and have clarity on what sort of profiles should they have with them, what sort of skill sets and professionals should they have with them to tackle this digital transition towards this data-driven innovation. Very briefly, so we developed the code of ethics and conduct, absolutely instrumental, structural for the whole community to really understand that this makes sense if it's well done. Otherwise, this will not make any sense. Broad terms when I refer to sense. We need to be ethical. We need to have follow strict best practices and principles to become a professional, to become a respectful and respected a professional field. And then, of course, as I said before, we promote a lot of knowledge sharing events and moments and initiatives, peer-to-peer networking. And then the third bullet, I will talk about it further on, the fourth as well. And then the fifth, totally crucial in all this path, in all this journey, is the talent. So besides stuff that I'm going to be talking about before, we do promote a lot of recruitment games, recruitment initiatives, to bring students and professionals from other areas towards the field of data science, the field of playing with data, playing with AI, and let's all benefit from it. So this is the challenge we got from Porto Business School. Okay, let's talk about data-driven innovation. Let's talk about we all know, we all follow our own, definition of what innovation is, or data-driven innovation is supposed to be. But all in all, we're all talking about the same story here. So we're fine, we're safe, we're on the same, playground here. But for us in DSPA, what really is the key driver of data-driven innovation? It really is, the ability to capacitate professionals in organizations, small and medium-sized organizations, companies, enterprises, and this means obviously to capacitate individuals. Bear in mind that in Portugal, 90+% of our economy is composed of small and medium-sized organizations, and those are the ones that really make our economy run. And at the end, those are the ones that have more obstacles to have access to the better tools or to the best technology to really play this game. I came across this lecture a few weeks ago. A physical chemist and English novelist. He has this classic lecture bear in mind, I mean, look, in the slide, it says over 50 years ago, and it really described this ocean that was in between, this gulf, he calls it, sciences, humanities, how separate they were and how far away they were, and should we be able to really understand and work on approaching, you know, these two continents which are separated by a huge ocean, then of course we would be closer to what he said, what he called the human advancement. And when we're talking about human advancement, we're talking about innovation, and we're talking about technology, and we're talking about skills of people. So I really like this quote and this more philosophical perspective of bringing people and technology together. And I think these couple quotes really show the importance of it in what we do and what we're here to do. But then I ask, and we ask all the time, and we take this question on to the companies that we work with, or we reach out to, and the academy, and to the individuals as well. We're not talking about just data scientists, meaning mathematicians, statisticians, physicists. We're talking about business knowledge as well. We're talking about people. So can we, or should we, or do we ought to be totally data driven towards innovation, or meaning data scientists? And we believe that no, the answer is no, but we firmly believe that the future of intelligence, as I say here, it does require understanding. It does require awareness of more of the need of analytics. We all have to be more analytical. We all have to understand what's on the ground of this innovation process based on data. And we should all work on having some skills. We've all been through it. We've all heard about it. Past couple 2-3 weeks have been just crazy about GPT, and it's like pretty scary when we're being told that due to GPT and whatever GPT's advancements, we're all going to be out of business, and professors are going to be out of business more and more than we used to hear before. So again, do we all have to know how to play together knowledge areas and specific skills and proficiency on top of it? No, but we should. We strongly believe that for this data-driven innovation to become a fact, endemic in our society and economy, it really needs skills. So what we did was, this is the second topic of the presentation. I'll try to go faster. We came up with this project, 24 months, with a strategic goal of really promoting the adoption of a new vision, a new concept, a new mentality, really data-driven attitude by the professionals and SMEs, almost forcing them to understand that innovation, transition, transformation, evolution, where we're standing today, it's about, you know, it really is about digitalization, as we say here, of processes, of new business models based on data and data analytics and predictive models. Otherwise, we won't be more competitive. We will never be secure nor sustainable before, and then we're definitely going to stay behind and lack competitiveness. And that's really scary when we look at a country like Portugal that really needs to speed up and really be on that faster train that's going across the world, across Europe in particular. So basically, we developed this very, very aggressive action plan. We mapped challenges and opportunities for organizations. We developed a hub of knowledge and tools, how we call it. And we went out on the road to capacitate stakeholders, to empower stakeholders, to talk to them, to have them, you know, really aware that it's doable. It's not for everyone. It is for a few people, and it's doable. And above all, it's a yes or yes equation. So let's just tackle it. Let's take some of the complexity of the concepts out, and let's understand by demonstrating, by showing what can be done and what is being done by others, that we all got to do it, or we all got to do bits and pieces of it to really be data-driven, innovative within a world that's data-driven, innovating on a permanent basis. So we went out and we spoke to the organizations. We measured their maturity. We launched regional focus groups. We gathered all sorts of stakeholders. We heard them all. We asked them all sorts of questions. How can we work on developing local, really knowledge-based ecosystems where everyone would be out there for everyone? Let's work on a very granular mode and take it from there and then expand it and let's believe that soon we'll have what we call a capacitated empowered country to really be able to say that's really tackling this data-driven innovation, not equation, but mandatory challenge to achieve. And then we organized, as you guys are doing in your project, tremendous work you're doing, a bunch of capacity building workshops. We launched a bunch of I'll get there further on, matchmaking and networking events. But also, as I mentioned before, we focused on developing, I'm going to say some policies, some rules, some guidelines within this format or within this concept of developing a playbook, a professional manual on which we introduced the profession with very simple linguistic, with very simple words, really for everyone to understand what data is, what data science is, what are the knowledge areas, what's AI, how does it all play together, and how can we all, or some of us, or how can we tackle it? So we developed this manual, this practical guide for people to understand what's all about, and then for those that really want to take on this profession, what to know, to what extent, how can I advance in my profession. So this is just the kickoff of a process, of a project that came then up with a methodology for expertise and knowledge recognition. And we're not a professional order, but yes, we are telling our ecosystem that they can consider us to be a conceptual authority in this topic, because as I said before, Data Science Portuguese Association is this platform that today aggregates more than 500 stakeholders. So if all of them know bits and pieces, we know it all. Adding it up, all the bits and pieces that everyone really knows and masters in these fields of knowledge and business. We did an international benchmarking to serve our organizations, basically to let them know what others are doing, where others are standing, what sort of maturity in technology and services and knowledge are they investing on, and are they adopting to tackle this transition and transformation processes, and where they stand, so our organizations, our companies can also do some comparison between where they stand in terms of maturity and adoption, and where others stand, and understand the path to get there. And then we developed this self-assessment tool for SMEs. I'm taking too long. I'm going to go faster. We'll be sharing this presentation with you all, of course. And then on top of all these tools and this understanding of the state of the art in Portugal, we did a bunch of brokerage events to bring people together and really lay the basis of what we all do, which is this matchmaking of knowledge and needs. So we brought together those who have needs with those who have solutions, those that have obstacles or opportunities ahead, and those that master really the technology, the processes, the solutions that can be applied, again, recurring to business cases, really to keep it simple, to to illustrate and train and educate by example. At the very end, we empowered also this digital awards, meaning we went out to the market and we told, you know, that companies, let us know what you're doing. There you go. This is an award for you. Should you be prototyping solutions or implementing processes, services, technologies, products, etc., and we'll be rewarding you. Showing that we're here to watch out and really to empower those and reward those that are doing best and really inspiring others and leading the way by again showing their examples. Can we all, should we all, do we all need to be data scientists? No, that's for sure. It requires a broad set of competencies and skills. Of course, we do know this. And we got, when we started the SPA, we were hearing to all these questions. Obviously, I'm speeding up now. We heard from the academy, from the organizations, from the corporations, from, you know, all sorts of stakeholders, like what's on it? Like what do I need to know to become a data scientist, or to become data driven, or my organization to shift and evolve? What's on that journey? What can we learn? What should we learn? What is all about, after all? Like, what's next? And so we came up with this playbook, as I said before, this manual, because we basically tackled the, you know, the basic, and this is obviously a common sense for us all. We tackled the common. I'm gonna say the business knowledge areas that are widely recognized by the community. Computer sciences, of course, math, business knowledge. We brought all these knowledge areas to this playbook, developing what we call this career framework. On top of which, we developed this methodology and a process to evolve, to learn, and to evolve in the professional towards a certification. And then we developed tools, an app, which is web and mobile, where all this hub of knowledge and tools are all together for people. Very simple process to have access to all this information and tools to really speed up the process of the possibility of entering this journey of knowing more and becoming, again, not a data scientist by default, but definitely more data driven, and after all, towards innovation. So we mapped this business areas, and we identified this widely recognized as the ones, I'm going to say, profiles, professional profiles. Data scientist in the middle, that needs to know and master, I'm going to say, bits and pieces of what's on being a data engineer, a data analyst, or a machine learning engineer, which we identified as the key 4 profiles. This is not a closed framework of profiles. There can be more in the future. We could have been more right now. We focused on these 4 profiles, on these 4 career paths. They're all different, one from the other, of course. And based on this mapping before, we came up with this methodology of certifying this knowledge. So we have this foundational, transversal layer entry point of a certification process. Through this, we really want to value the professions. We're not creating the profession, we are valuing the knowledge of the professions that are in the field. And then by doing this, obviously we're delivering more clarity for organizations, regardless of, you know, type or kind of organizations, but more clarity for organizations and entities, what sort of skill sets and knowledge and professionals they need to do for their very specific teams or needs or requirements or challenges. And then we also drew this progression route. And of course, you can start by being a foundational or certified at foundational level by the SPA, and then evolve intermediate and advanced. And this is our first certificate, which was issued just last month, exactly a month ago, I see now, February. Basically, we started this process, and we are industrializing it now. And the very first certificate that we issued, actually, it's a funny story because it was issued to a medical physician, someone that does public medicine at a hospital, and he was the very first one to take, the full certification process in foundational level, and to finish it and grant his certificate. So this was just the real proof for us that data science can be for. Do we all need to be a data scientist? No. Can we all get there? Yes. Step by step. Start by being foundational, and then evolve, take it from there. This was obviously a landmark for us in this process, and in the route and the progress of what we foresee as needed for the country in terms of capacitating professionals in organizations. So we have this. I'm finishing up. We have this playbook, both web and mobile. We are democratizing the access to knowledge. Okay, breaking these barriers for people to understand what's in it. Otherwise, we won't be able to be data-driven, nor can we tackle this data-driven innovation title challenge that brought us here today. You can download, obviously not for you English speakers. It's not yet on an English version, but just apps that can be downloaded and then really have access to so much of what I've been saying and showing here. And right on, I'll pass it on to Vasco, which is gonna obviously explain why we're talking about this, why DSPA as well is involved in this Attract European Digital Innovation Hub that Vasco and his organization are actually leading. So again, Vasco, this is my very last slide to pass on. I'm stopping this, screen sharing. This is my very last slide to pass it on to you.
Thanks a lot, Guilherme, and perfect presentation. I hope I can keep up the rhythm since you are very much engaged with everyone. Also, I think my connection might be a little bit with some problems, so I hope I can share everything with you today. So once again, thanks a lot for being here, and I hope and I expect that this what I'm about to say is interesting for you. Like Guilherme said, so this all the ecosystem, the innovation ecosystem related to data and innovation is very much into our DNA here at InescTech. So just a very brief words about InescTech, since we are a research and innovation institute in Portugal. We are much more than just data. Of course, we have several areas, 5 main areas or 4 main areas, from telecommunication systems and imaging, power and energy, industrial engineering, and computer science, to which we are completely directed with this project. Our approach is mainly have some research with impact and with values. So for that, we work together with industry as a whole, with businesses, to create new solutions for their needs. So we have much more the market pull and a little bit of technology push. So we use, all of our projects, or almost all of them, have some industrial partner with which we work. To put that all these technologies and solutions in the market, we have these vehicles which we call Tech4, and with 4 main areas. So agro-food, energy, health, industry, and the sea and the maritime technologies. So we have thought that these are the 5 main areas that we work from those 4 main pillars that I just showed a while ago and that you can see now. So the networking systems, the power and energy, computer science, and industrial engineering, all of these might be related to these 5 areas within the industry that we work with. So we are located in Portugal, in the north of Portugal, with several organizations, and we are an association of several academic associations. We are around 1,000 persons at the moment, from which we are approximately 300 PhDs and a lot of different nationalities from all over the world that we work together to create new solutions to Portugal, to Europe, and to Africa, to Latin America, to Asia, where we are present. Like I said, so we have several associates from our partners, especially the University of Porto and University of Minho, but also Trás-os-Montes in the northeastern part of Portugal, but also some partnerships in the United States, like MIT, Carnegie Mellon, and UT Austin. And then also very much important, our partners in industries, several different industries. This slide just very few examples of the companies that we work with, but you might recognize some of them, very international ones, Siemens, Vestas, Bosch, and so on, but also some national companies as well. Like Guilherme said a while ago, especially in Portugal, but mainly in Europe, we are much more composed by small and medium companies with which we work very much close to tackle their challenges. Like I said, we are present, especially in Europe, and we take part in different initiatives from EIT, like it's the European Institute of Innovation and Technology. I'm actually coordinating EIT manufacturing, but also some other networks that we also influence the policy for research and innovation. Very briefly, some facts and figures. So we have roughly 400 projects currently ongoing and around 20 million euros this last year in activity. Also some, of course, here's some, let's say, research publications that are very important indicators for us, but also some patent applications and granted, because we are also working with putting the technologies in the market. And for that, we most of the times we work with technology-based companies that are in the market, and that is also connected to the ecosystem that I'll be talking in Attract, but also with we create startups or spin-offs in different areas. You can see here some of our 19 labs, from the sea, like I said, to smart grids and energy, to industrial and robotics, and so on. So in very, very brief words, this is about InescTech. So inesctech.pt, and please visit if you wish to know a little bit more. So to the core of our presentation today. So about Attract, our European Digital Innovation Hub on artificial intelligence and high performance computing. So first of all, the concept, how did it appear? What was the, let's say, the main context that we with which we work with? So first of all, because the world economy and the society are taking really huge changes at this moment, with social transformation, with a twin transition, so the green transition and the digital transition, and all this global competition is having stronger, and the whole value chain is being impacted by it. So that's why with this very increasing the speed of development and innovation and technology. But also on the other hand, the scarcity of resources, not only natural resources, but also human resources. This is also combined with a new generation of consumers are actually driving a new paradigm in Europe in producing, consuming, but also innovating, of course, creating a lot of new challenges and opportunities in Europe and around the world. Okay, yes. Okay, so Europe defined here a strategy, like I said, about the twin transition, about the Green Deal and the Europe fit for the digital age. So with these goals is mainly to recover not only from the pandemic crisis from a couple of years from now, until now actually, but Portugal has also made this recovery and resilience plan together with Portugal Digital with three main pillars. So first of all, training and qualifying people for the digital inclusion and digital advancement, but also the digital transformation of all the businesses in the country and in Europe, of course, but also the public administration transformation. Like, so the whole machine that makes the country and the state go around has also to be transformed and be more modern and innovative. So all this leads us to building a tracked innovation, digital innovation hub. So our mission is, first of all, the main vision and the mission is, first of all, to promote and support the experimentation and testing and development of new solutions based on AI and HPC. And of course, from this, we have to also train people and boost the whole innovation ecosystem to be more mature, to adopt all these, all the possibilities that these technologies pose. And here we have on one hand, companies, especially SMEs, like we just mentioned, but also the public administration, and try to have a more modern state and more modern administration with policies also closer to the market. But actually, most of all, Attract wants to contribute to the national strategy for AI, and especially to promote better quality of life, to better services, more efficient processes, and increase the AI skills. And also, on the other hand, about the advanced computing, we want to put the high-performance computing in the services economy. So for that, we have to take it from only from the lab and put it in for the use of SMEs. So in this slide, you can see our two main goals that are on the top of our mission, and then these 5 pillars that I just mentioned. So the support to new solutions, promote and disseminate and adopt for the adoption of new technologies, support new companies working on these technologies, and the new qualification of new resources, or requalifying new professionals that want to work on this area, and of course, let's say nurture the whole innovation ecosystems towards these new technologies. So the hub will have two main customers, or two main groups of customers. First of all, the technology-based companies, and the second, the user organizations. And here they are organizations more than just companies, because we have the public administration here altogether. So first of all, technology-based organizations are the ones who develop and customize and operate solutions based on AI and HPC. And on the other hand, we have the user organization, like the name itself says, are the ones who benefit from the implementation of these technologies or new methodologies and all the data that it's also processed and create new information to be from benefit from these organizations. So, and about our consortium, how did we get together? What are our solutions, our capacities, our company, our competencies? So first of all, as you can see here in this is the, let's say, a graphical image of our map, Portugal, our Portugal mainland without our islands. And you can see that we are almost all over the country. So we have the main organizations dealing with data, so AI and HPC once again. So we 8 universities and polytechnic and 4 polytechnical institutes, 5 research and innovation institutes or RTOs, from which INESCTEC is one example, and 2 collaborative labs that are dealing with these technologies and putting these technologies also in within companies. 2 associations, from one of them, of course, it's the SPA that Guillermo just presenting, and one innovation company helping us to, let's say, operate all this ecosystem. Those small circles that you see with on top of the map are the competence in AI or HPC. So HPC, you see it's the blue part and AI the yellow part. So most of the organizations can join together these 2 technologies because AI actually benefits a lot from when it can be processed in advanced computing competencies and infrastructures. So we have also complementary expertise within the whole value chain, within different industries, and within different sectors of business in Portugal. This and we are also connected, and very important wise, to the Minho Advanced Computing Center, which is the main, actually located here in the north of Portugal, which is the main center with the only or the largest, actually, the largest supercomputing that's being implemented here in Portugal, and from which INESCTEC is also a coordinator. Here, I'm not going through the whole list, but you can see that we are 23 partners. You can see here the names, so mainly the universities. The top 3 ones are the co-coordinators, because as you can see, INESCTEC here and the SPA, but also the co-lab. So DTX, it's the co-lab for digital transformation, and then all our other partners. Actually, about the ecosystem itself. So we are not just working for the consortium only. We want to work for the whole community, like I said, in Portugal. But for that, we have to benefit as well from the synergies with other organizations, not only the venture capitals, but other digital innovation hubs, and other groups that we have called for to help us being associated with us to a little bit steer our operation here. So these organizations are not only those that might be a pilot or a champion in implementing like user and using one technological solution, but can also help us understanding what are the new advancements in technology that we as research and innovation organizations, universities and associations might not be looking at the moment. But we are not alone in Portugal, and also not the other digital innovation hubs. We are not alone. We have this large network of European DIHs in Europe, of course, with which we are working. So they are, of course, distributed all over Europe. In Portugal, we are 3 European digital innovation hubs that have a funding from the European Union, from the Digital Europe program, as well as a national funding from the Portuguese government. And here in Portugal, there are other 8 digital innovation hubs with only the national funding. And the idea of having this European network not only is to expand the ecosystem, but the ecosystem works to help companies and help organizations in each of the countries. And we as a tract can ask for help in one digital innovation hub in France, in Spain, in Germany, in Italy, or whatever. And they can also ask for our help to help them solving the challenges of their own customers there in their regions and countries. And how are we organized in terms of technology, services, and so on? So in the bottom layer, you can see the 2 main technological competencies. So AI and HPC, but of course, then other competencies around cybersecurity and so on that are, of course, embedded in these technologies and competencies. But these are the 2 focus points of our work. Then on the second layer, you can see the infrastructure. So the location of the hubs infrastructures in the 4 main regions in Portugal. So the northern part, the central part, the Lisbon region, and the southern region of Portugal. Then going up the image, you can see the third layer with the technological applications, which identifies the main solution domains for these technological recipients. And with them, we will develop this AI and HPC, like simulation, predictive models, data forecasting, patterns and consumer trends, and so on and so on. Recommendations, for instance. So with this, we can provide the companies solutions that are actually solving challenges of their business applications that you can see on the 4th layer. It can be in logistics or transportation, agriculture, energy, safety, industry, the public administration, and so on and so on. And finally, all this gets combined with the business challenges and the services to address those challenges. So here it's more like the business areas of those business applications. So can be mobility, can be farming, can be energy efficiency, environmental sustainability, and so on and so on. And actually, finally, the services that I was talking about are more present here on this slide, that connected to the 5 goals that I presented earlier. We can see the 4 main services that are the core of our activity. First of all, the test before invest. It's actually helping companies to test their solutions before going into the market, or helping user companies to test a specific solution before using them in a rollout way or in a widespread way. Then one other probably a little bit smaller activity that we have is the fundraising and support of startups. So helping new companies based on these technologies to find their partners in the ecosystem, find new funding to expand their activity. And of course, connected to this, like I said before, and also Guilherme mentioned it a while ago, about the qualification of people, of human resources, of new professionals, or that are starting this journey, or professionals already on the market that want and need to update their skills. And finally, the ecosystem work. This activity here is to have studies within these fields of operations, providing events for people to match-make between different companies and understanding their challenges and needs, and providing them solutions. And of course, the connection with the other European digital innovation hubs. Finally, like I said, just going to the bottom of it, about the main technological competencies, some examples in AI and HPC. So the collection, especially in AI, the collection and management of large data sets especially for machine learning. And here we can develop and apply new techniques for collecting, pre-processing and cleaning data and large data sets. Decision support systems and recommendation, personalization, and so on. The development and customization of data-driven techniques and solutions, combining advanced analytics and again, machine learning, and so on. Also getting the information from computer vision systems that then help to, for instance, to enhance quality control services. It's several areas that we are working on, and our institutions are also working on this as well. And finally, the HPC area. So here we have four main competencies. So the computational modeling and simulation. Here constructing the models and the complex models for these large systems that needs and require this capacity of processing. Program parallelization, of course, implementing and optimizing parallel algorithms to run faster large volumes of data, which also is combined with the high performance data analysis. Of course, again, combining and processing and analyzing these large volumes of data, and afterwards visualizing that specific data. So construct the visualizations of how can we look at data to understand and transform all this data into information. So lastly, I'd just like to point out very, very briefly three main cases for you to somehow relate your work with your own context, and it's something that we have worked before. The first case was applied to public administration, and they had this huge workload with a lot of complexity there, and of course several bottlenecks and inefficiencies. What we wanted to understand is to have all that information and process it with AI algorithms and recommend like they said, the next best action that people had to take in order to overcome that simplified workflow. And of course, with that, we greatly accelerated and improved the process outcomes, and we could understand what were the most problematic processes in that specific organization. The second one is related to transport and machinery. We wanted to understand the faults within the metro system here in Porto, and with again processing all that information, try to predict the faults that were about to happen before they actually happen. And with that, we could manage a reduction in the stoppage time and reduction in operational problems and so on. And this could be applied not only in the transportation system, but in industry, for instance, having the machineries working more efficiently in more time, having more uptime, and so on. And the last slide I wanted to show you today is also this last example about the critical infrastructures that we also monitorize and have these algorithms also working with, for instance, with sensors and understanding again and preventing problems within those infrastructures and increasing their flexibility and increasing the operation uptime in those infrastructures as well. So that said, and in the shortest time I could, what I would like to know, if you're willing, just to hear from you about also your context and how can we as a digital innovation hub can help you and either your companies or organizations in specific challenges, or how to create also a specific or a consortium like we have done here in Portugal. And it's been a pleasure, and thanks a lot for your attention.
Thank you so much, Guilherme and Vasco. Thank you for being with us today. Yeah. I just want to ask if anyone have a question. We are not that much right now.
I've seen some people were probably quitting in the,
yeah.
the way, but.
So I have a question. We are running out of time, but it's simple. So I just want to know what skills and capabilities are needed for business and individuals to succeed in the era of data-driven innovation and digital innovation hubs. I think it's a good question for anyone who wants to start.
This is more to Guilherme, right? Since you're more in that area than I am.
Thank you, Catarina. Vasco, fantastic presentation, and you did put it all also clear. Well, it's quite clear that such hubs, like the ones we were talking about, and like the ones we're all working on launching and implementing and making available for the community, they have direct beneficiaries. We are the people that, I'm going to say, know about this, but we are not the people that need to know about this now. We need to transfer this knowledge. We need to transfer this capacity to the ecosystem, to the corporations, to the professionals, to the students, to the practitioners, to the C-level boardrooms. We usually say that data scientists know nothing about business, and business leaders know nothing about data science. So basically, I would say, let's take it step by step. Let's not think that everything can be done and will be done or will ever be done within like a short period of time. Transitioning, evolving takes time, depending on how complex the challenge is. What skills do we need? Well, first of all, regardless of the skills, we within the organizations, we do all have to know what each other is doing and what others are like really focusing their attention, their work, their worries, their daily activity on. So that's why we keep on hitting this key of data culture, data literacy within an organization. On top of that, we know that about the business, the people that are in the business lines, they know exactly what they have to know, better, worse, but they know. We need to develop, and those are just, I would say, more. I'm even going to say more easy to have skills, and then comes with experience as well, etc. But then we have to work on data analytics skills. And this is a path. This is doable. We can start by this foundational level. We have to understand that working with data, gathering data, stocking data, organizing data, extracting, and then correlating data and extracting information from data. If we all understand what's in the process and what it takes. And now this is just the beginning of a journey that will then have AI embedded. It's going to have machine learning embedded. It's going to have more technical skills embedded. We don't have to know that. We don't have. I will never have. I don't have, you know, an engineering background. I will never have the capacity nor the skills to perform in such areas. But I will always be important within an organization if I understand what others do, and now I can ask them to do what I need, which is again to bring that, you know, advanced level of expertise of correlating data with AI and get those machines to auto learn and to deliver me, you know, paths, ideas, questions. So again, and going back to my presentation, we do not have to be data scientists. And data-driven innovation, it's more of a concept than a set of skills. And should organizations and society and corporations and entities have this culture of being data-driven, then it's going to be a lot more easier for, again, the same organizations, the same set of people and teams to understand what specific knowledge each of the players needs to have. I know it's a very abstract answer. It's not that, you know, but it needs to be understood this way. And this is what we are talking about when we go out and talk to the community members. We come across a lot of organizations that they totally control and know and master their business, but they have no clue on how to, you know, spark it. And they will have no time and no time, nor ability, nor capability, etc., to have really data analytics, science, machine learning, engineer, advanced skills. No need. We'll be here. Let's have these projects like Tract and so very many others to make this knowledge available for these people that have the needs. And so it shouldn't be, and it's part of our job. It shouldn't be too worrying or too complex for people. We don't have to know everything. We got to bring people together. We got to bring the knowledge, you know, make these vehicles available for organizations and professionals, and spark things by collaborating, by sharing what everyone knows, you know, within a specific field, whatever.
Yeah, so basically we have to be curious about everything.
Absolutely. And think, because having data is fantastic. Having the ability to transform data into good, solid information to support the decision making is fantastic. But if we don't understand the business and we don't understand what we are working for, what is our challenge, we will never be able to raise the right questions. And there's no good data science, there's no good AI, there's no good performing computing if it's for no good, because it's solving the wrong problem for an organization or for an entity or whatever.
Yeah, you're completely right. Thank you so much.
Just to complement a very brief word, how can the digital innovation hubs work here is to have the bridge, not only to perform this more technical approach, but also to qualify and to train people on how to use. No need for a very deep specialization, but a little bit how to use and how to understand this data. Like Guillermo was saying, people, especially in SMEs, don't have the knowledge, the time, or the worry to look at it every day. So with a small training, they can go to the point that they need. So, and I think it's here that the IAGs can work, not only to specific professionals, but for those who want to work a little bit on a higher level, let's say. I think we have a raised hand here.
Yes, Kiko.
Yeah, so this is Kiko. Thank you so much for all that you have shared. I dropped a bit. I had another meeting, so I had to catch up, but I came back. But what I missed actually is something which I was really looking forward to.
We are having troubles.
Innovation, like collaboration with digital innovation hubs from Africa. So when about that, I missed that, and I was looking forward to that. So yes, you're saying?
Can you write your question, because we are having trouble?
Yeah, so I but also, so my question practically was like how, especially, yes, here. Oh, maybe I mixed.
Did you understand, Vasco?
You can continue the.
Maybe he's writing now.
I just sent Kiko a message saying that we can't hear you.
Yeah. Leonard, do you want to talk?
Oh, okay. Thank you for the presenter. I think that was good. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So I think I'm glad to have attended this webinar. I think that was a good insight. I think the comments that was made by Ramos. I think when when trying to to move to utilization of data, especially for innovation, I think the most critical bit is to be able to to have what problems are you trying to solve, so that you become data become provide the the insights, the better insights into that. So I think you also talked about the culture, which probably I would agree, because most of I do a lot of data analysis, and most of the challenge we face is in terms of because we understand it's because of most of the businesses have been run successfully without data, before, the computing, people you just used to make decisions using intuition, using their own. That's why they have the best people in terms of, because they have the best they have gone to the best colleges, they have the best education, they have the best experience. So they believe they can make decisions with intuition. So that kind of management style has been, has been developed, has been utilized. So it's that culture too. How do you break it? Because this is where now data, because the computing, and also in digital availability of a lot of data, like data overflow. So there's a challenge where, people really still believe that because I went to, have the experience, have, the qualifications, and to be the decision maker. So data definitely cannot, I will still believe my gut feeling. So I don't know how that's the challenge I've always seen, facing, where people don't use data, as much as you have that kind of level of experience, and also, that kind of knowledge in terms of making, gut kind of decisions. But data gives you, someone, let's say someone without data and someone with the data, the difference probably the person with the data gives you the more insights, just more insights. It's not just replacing, the intuition that they have. It's to just support what they have. Yeah. So I don't know, but that has always been the biggest challenge in terms of how do you break that kind of method of management, where decision making is just because of it's people feel have to maybe make decisions, and data probably is not providing that insight that is within my thinking. So then
Leonard, let me just comment very briefly. There's actually a phenomena or a concept which is called the analysis paralysis. The analysis paralysis, it really sums up what you were saying in I'm going to say in one dimension. We will always have to separate, of course, all the decisions that we have all been taking and assuming throughout, decades, centuries, etc. It's totally intuition based, culture based,
Exactly.
a pure, knowledge absorbed based, etc. The reality today is we're not talking about small data, nor we're talking about behavioral economics or behavioral based decisions. We're talking about big data and super fast. We're very close to, I'm going to say very close to productizing quantum computing. That's as fast as it goes. So we're not necessarily talking about two different fields. We're talking most of the times in the merge between what our guts, our culture, our environment tells us to do and how to decide. But then we now have the capacity. To compute big data, massive volumes of data points that will necessarily allow us to reach, to achieve, to handle better, better analytics. And then again, it's supposed to be, before we just simply have machines deciding for us. It's up to our conscience, and we're lacking the ethical dimension of this discussion here today. Of course, it's not what we're talking about, but it's got to be there. I didn't mention it in the beginning. It's just got to be there. So it's not a conflict between two realities. It's a very good mix up of both. I think it's an evolution, not a transition from A to B. It's A, B, C, and D. It's just
I think it makes more sense. Thank you.
I think I can add a couple of images about this, what Guilherme was saying. The first of all is, how can we break that culture of my gut feeling is better than what the information that data is giving us. With data, you can show people that have that gut feeling things that they do not know, and overall that they don't know that they don't know. So it's actually new things, new unknowledges that they have. So things that insights, like Guilherme was saying, new insights that they never thought of, and that will probably break a little bit that gut feeling, which is valid, of course, that gut feeling about their businesses altogether. But showing new ideas about their knowledge, of course, will have some barriers, and we are always facing those barriers. But I think can a little bit at least try to make those people think that they might not know everything. And the other image is a curious one that I've heard some months ago in a large industrial conference I was at. The speaker was saying that until some time ago, when we wanted to get out of the house, but the sky was a little bit cloudy and we didn't want to get wet from the rain, we look at the clouds, we look at the wind, and we thought that, like, again, from our gut feeling, that we might not need our umbrella to get from our house. And sometimes we got wet, so we get the rain on top of us anyway. And now with all the data, all the, let's say, the models, we can look at our phones and go for the rain radar or the weather forecast and so on with some precision from half an hour, a quarter of an hour, or 1 hour, whatever. And with that, we can probably be more secure than with some old time looking at the clouds and the winds thing that many times I also do. I look at the clouds and the wind to understand if I can live without getting raining pour on top of me. But also many times when I have to be more accurate, I look at my rain radar in my mobile. So just I hope to funny images to illustrate what I think Guilherme was saying.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your question. Very to the point. And I think Kiko wrote the question. I think I can also continue my answer on that, just to close quickly, Katarina.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, from the DIH point of view of cooperating, we as a tract want to know what are your main challenges and how can we help based on our competencies. How can we help address those challenges with the customers or with the ecosystem, the network that you deal with? I think that might be the first step. And then, of course, the other way around. We'd also like to understand how can you help us having a better operation. And for that, I would like to, I can write our email here on the chat, which is much easier than just talking here about this. But then again, the slides will be shared and the contacts are there. But anyway, I'll put here, it's very easy. At the moment, this is our email, more direct email. So Kiko, if you please just send us an email and we'll be very glad to further discuss with you. I don't know, Guilherme, if you want to say something else.
Vasco, absolutely. I mean, it's exactly as you put it. We're here, and we're actually aware that we are doing a solid work. So we are doing something that's definitely very solid for ourselves, for our entities, for our hub. It's going to be played out. It's going to be part of the European network of digital innovation hubs. But for sure, you guys are doing something that's also, I'm going to say, the least different than the way we're working. And we truly believe, and that's why these hubs are being financed and launched. We truly believe that it really is by sharing what we're doing and by learning from you on what you're doing that we can endorse, wider, better, deeper. So reach out to us the same way, and also leave you guys, even could be through Katarina. Let us know who you are, where do you perform, what obstacles, opportunities we have, and count with us. It's part of our mission. And
this is also very new to all of us here in Portugal, in Europe. We are all learning from each other. So as much as we can learn from different contexts, the better.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much for all of you, Vasco and Guilherme, and for all of you being present today. I just want to say two more things. The first one is, please do not forget to answer our evaluation questionnaire. I will send to the chat right now. And the second one is, please turn on your cameras for us to take a family picture of this webinar. So Marina, Bruno, Leonard, Kiko. Yeah, perfect.
Great. We have a lot of faces today with open cameras. So please smile. I will take the screenshot. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much, Katarina, and the two exceptional speakers today. Thank you so much for the insights.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you for the invitation once again.
Thank you.
I see you all. Cheers.
Now we can see you all. Thank you so much. Bye.